We have a sample back there for Demodex Mites from yesterday's customer came in to do the test. I'm going to show you a couple of the Demodex Mites on that later. First, I'm just going to go through a couple of announcements. I think the only thing I have to mention is that the Demodex Defence Cleanser is arriving here on the 12th. So those who have been waiting for that will be here. So that's good news. And then the other one is that, yeah, for the pre-orders, we're going to be finishing up the pre-orders this weekend. So now is the last chance, essentially, to get onto that pre-order offer. And then, yeah, we'll be finishing off the pre-orders on next, like Monday or Tuesday. So essentially today and maybe tomorrow and the day after, the only days left for the pre-order. And yeah, hopefully we can get the last few pre-orders in before we release our D-Series products. So we'll be shipping them all out on the 12th, probably, is when we've already got them all. I think we get them on the 11th, then we ship them out on the 12th. So, yeah, we'll see if we can ship all of them out on one day. We should be able to. It'll be a pretty busy day. We'll manage. Yeah, and if you are watching this on YouTube, it's probably good to switch on over to Facebook, just because I can't carry my computer over, and I'm just going to be taking the Facebook camera over to the mite test, essentially. So yeah, hopefully everyone's doing all right. I'm doing okay. Today's weather's fine in Melbourne, so it's not as cold as it was like a couple of weeks ago, I think. Maybe I've just gotten used to the cold now, but I'm pretty certain it's warmer than before. Probably also because I was studying in my room in the cold like a lot of the time, but not anymore. So yeah, hopefully everyone remembers what a Demodex mite looks like. It'll help in the search. I've got a flyer here somewhere. No, maybe not. So Demodex mite's kind of like this. I'm just going to flip it upside down because it's easier. So it'll have 8 legs, like a tailish thing. I've kind of already set up the microscope to see the Demodex mite straight up, unless he's moved around somewhere else. But yeah, we can have a look at other areas and how to look for Demodex mites under a microscope. It's not too difficult of a process. It's a lot easier than other things that you might do under a microscope, probably. So yeah, hopefully that'll be nice and simple and a nice little event to be able to watch for today. For those who are still on 4th of July, happy 4th of July. We don't really celebrate that in Australia, you know, it's pretty obvious, but yeah. So Demodex mites cause a lot of issues on the skin. They themselves carry a lot of bacteria inside. They can just have bacteria on them. They essentially just help spread bacteria around, which can be good for some bacterias because the skin does need some natural bacterias, but like, you know, there's a lot of bad bacteria as well, which is what we don't want the Demodex mites spreading around. And when you have too many Demodex mites, that's what causes the issue. Yeah. So are we ready to move over to the microscope? I think I mentioned that I was going to do the live in 15 minutes, and then I kind of started a little bit early. So I'm going to wait for a few more minutes. So hopefully people can wait a couple more minutes before I show you the microscope and the live mites. So yeah, we'll just chit-chat around here for now. Another thing I was going to talk about, yeah, I think I was just going to mention, I was reading an article last night or something about Demodex mites. That it was a research article, I think, from last year, and it was just going through like the difficulties of. Actually, this was a different article. I forgot what this one was. I think it was 2015, but it was about the challenges of researching Demodex mites and them being like being able to determine the population of Demodex mites is a thing, because you can't just gouge out people's flesh and count the number of Demodex mites or anything. It's difficult to actually accurately measure the number of Demodex mites on someone's skin and the density of them is one thing. The second thing is like extracting those Demodex mites onto an imaging way, which isn't as much of a problem since you just get oil samples like we do, is a thing. Not many people do that still, but it is still a doable thing. But it's not easy because you're just like guessing and hoping that you get some Demodex mites a lot of the time. And then the third difficulty was maintaining the mites, I think. I think it was more about preserving mites, which is difficult since the mites need to be on a host, essentially, to survive. And that makes experimenting on Demodex mites very difficult. And yeah, that's why there's still not that much research, even though it is getting better recently. And the fourth, the main one that this article mentioned was the difficulties of showing the skin's reaction to the Demodex mites, or the immune systems responding to the Demodex mites, since it's more to do with the bacteria a lot of the time rather than the mites themselves. But some people are also allergic to Demodex mites, or like mites in general, so that kind of makes it more complicated in proving how the skin reacts to anything, really. So yeah, hopefully we're ready to move over. It's okay if I don't have too many people watching. I'll just bring the phone over and we can look at the mites. So I'm going to be moving over to the Facebook camera. Sorry, it's a really. Actually, I should just keep it on the tripod. Sorry, I'm just going to put you back. I'll just carry the tripod. Okay, I think it's better. Just hold it by a leg. Yes. So I'll be turning off the YouTube camera. Sorry, it's very short. If you're interested in what the mites looked like, feel free to jump onto Facebook, go to Hair Mites Ungex, or Ungex Hair Mites, and you'll be able to see the video that continues on from here. So yeah, I'll leave the link in the YouTube description. Maybe not the description, maybe in the comments. I don't know how YouTube likes having Facebook stuff on their descriptions, so I'm going to keep it in the comments. And those who are on Facebook, just stay there. We'll be moving over to the mites microscope camera. So yeah, thanks for the quick view on YouTube for those who are watching on YouTube, and I'll see you soon.